This week on What in the World is Going On, hundreds of Arabs marched in eastern Jerusalem in support of Hamas gunmen. That's a headline, so stay tuned, friends. We, the Friends of Israel Gospel Ministry, reported that on November 22nd, informing you that hundreds of Palestinians marched through Shuafat in East Jerusalem on Sunday the 21st in support of the Hamas gunmen who shot and killed one Israeli and wounded 4 others in the capital's Old City. The rally was initiated by the Hamas terrorist organization in an area that is under full Israeli control. Demonstrators then marched through the main street of the town towards Fadi Abu Shika Hadam's home, the 42-year-old schoolteacher who carried out the attack Sunday morning, killing 1 and injuring 4 Israelis. Shika Hadam was then killed by Israeli security forces. Now, friends, I don't know if you heard of that incident that happened this past Sunday, but a Hamas terrorist, a 42-year-old Palestinian teacher, opened fire in the Old City and murdered Eliyahu K., a young 26-year-old Jewish man from South Africa, and wounded 4 others. And then Shika Hadam, listen to this, he boasted in his last will and testament and encouraged his family and colleagues to carry on his legacy of murdering Jewish people. This is what he said, quote, he said, "I write these words with great joy. I end years of hard work with a meeting with God." He went on to say, quote, "Be patient. Know that I have chosen this path to please God and to reach heaven. Anyone who is able to sacrifice life for God is triumphant." Well, I can guarantee you this, friends, that he is not in heaven tonight. No, he is not. And I don't know about you, but I want no part in a religion where it's God is pleased and welcomes you to die for him. No, but I will put my trust in the God of the Bible who bled and died for me. Yes, I'm speaking of Jesus, Israel's Messiah. What a contrast between the two. And to top matters off, friends, hundreds, as I just read, hundreds of Palestinians marched in support of this wicked crime. We further went on to report to you that the crowd then set fire to tires and threw rocks at border police forces that arrived at the scene while chanting, "The martyrs are going to Jerusalem in the millions," praising the Hamas military wing. Wow, I think that's despicable. And the world pressures Israel to make peace with a people who will not recognize their right to exist. And woe unto them, friends. And if you think this hatred is isolated to this event, think again. Because as long as the Palestinians keep teaching their children to hate the Jewish people, friends, nothing's going to change. Just do a search on the website of Palestinian Media Watch, which documents and publishes what the Palestinians are doing and saying in media and in print, in their schools and on TV and radio. They document all of it and you can see all of it. And friends, it's going to make you ill to watch the hatred. You know what? I'll tell you, this world is headed for judgment on how they treat God's chosen people. Let me read to you what the ultimate fate is for those that come against the Jewish people. I'm reading from Matthew chapter 25. These are Jesus' words, Israel's Messiah's words, and this is what Jesus says. He says, "When the Son of Man comes in his glory," this is speaking of his second coming, "and all the holy angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of his glory. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate them one from another as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats. And he will set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then the king will say to those on his right hand, 'Come, you blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you and from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me.' Then the righteous will answer him, saying, 'Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and gave you drink? When did we see you a stranger and take you in, or naked and clothe you? Or when did we see you sick or in prison and come to you?' Then the king will answer and say to them, 'Surely I say to you, inasmuch as you did it to one of these, the least of my brethren,'" that's speaking of the Jewish people, friends, "you did it to me." Then he will also say to those on the left, depart from me, you cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not take me in. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, you did not visit me. Then they also will answer him, saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or naked or sick or in prison and did nothing and did not minister to you? Then he will answer and say to them, surely I say to you, inasmuch as you did not do it to one of these, the least of these, you did not do it to me. And these will go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into eternal life. Friends, that is the fate one day when Messiah Jesus returns of those that come against the Jewish people. It goes all the way back to a promise that God made to Abraham some 4,000 years ago, where he said, I will bless those that bless thee and curse those that curseth thee. And so, friends, how are you treating the Jewish people today? Because the God of this universe is taking note. And so let's continue to stand, support, and love Israel and the Jewish people while we earnestly pray for the peace of Jerusalem. And with that, and until next time, friends, this has been What in the World is Going On with the Friends of Israel Gospel Ministry. Good night, everyone.